One of the biggest things we can do is have that focus of confidence and conviction and stick to our plan and our strategy. Guaranteed, everybody, you're going to go through some patches. You're going to go through some road that's going to be bumpy, that's going to have a lot of potholes, that, hey, you're going to get so discouraged at some point in time that you're going to go, what do I do to carry on? And in today's challenging marketplace, and I think today's marketplace is a challenge, it's great that we're seeing activity and interest and buyers being excited about today's marketplace, but certainly the low inventory is having a challenge as well, and trying to get sellers to get off the fence, to list their home, to seize the opportunity of the marketplace is a challenge. And, you know, we're going to hit those rough patches, but recognize that there are people there that will be there for you, and you need to be there for you as those patches hit. It reminds me of a story. There was a young man who was sitting on the park bench one time and contemplating his troubles. And, you know, his business was failing, and it seemed he owed everybody money, and he was on the, you know, on the edge. And an elderly gentleman came up to him and then sat down beside him, and he said, you know, I see something's gnawing at you, something's wrong, and I thought I'd sit down with you. And this young man, you know, began to sigh, and he poured out his problems and his challenges to this elderly man. And when he was done, the elderly man looked at him, reached into his breast pocket, and pulled out his checkbook and wrote a check to this young man. And he handed it to him, and he said, listen, I'll see you in a year, right back here on this park bench. And he walked away. And the man looked down, the young man looked down at the check, on the paper that check was, and it was $500,000. And the signature on it was John D. Rockefeller. He couldn't believe his good fortune. He couldn't believe that somebody like that would reach out to him in his time of need. He couldn't believe that John Rockefeller would invest in him as an individual and believe in him. So he ran the other direction to his office, and, you know, he made a decision that he was going to put the check in his safe and hold it there. And what a chance meeting this was, and what a generous benefactor John D. Rockefeller was. He had a renewed sense. He had a renewed sense of confidence and hope and conviction in terms of his business. And after that day, that man, he threw himself into his business. He focused on the tasks of his business. He focused and sacrificed. He, you know, revved up his creativity. He revved up what he was willing to do to become successful. And soon, that anniversary of a year approached based on that encounter. The young man was so pleased that he could sit down, because he paid off his creditors, he'd saved his company, he'd increased his revenue. He was so excited, and he had never cashed the check. He just put it in a safe to hold it. And the 12 months came, and he returned back to that park bench, and there was Rockefeller sitting on the bench where they first met. And before they could begin his conversation, a woman appeared and rushed up to the old man and said, hey, I've been looking for you everywhere. And she led that old man away and turned to the young man and said, I hope he wasn't bothering you. He has the habit of telling people he's John D. Rockefeller. I mean, that man, that young man, had it all inside of him at any one time for him to access. He was the one that changed the outcome of his business and of his life, because somebody injected the confidence in him to go out and do it. What I'm saying to you all is, whatever you're facing right now, you've got it inside you to go out and fix that. Today's market is a great market, but it's also got some challenges. You can fix it. Make sure that you're focused on your effort, your energy, and your engagement. Focus on following up on those leads, driving those leads to face-to-face presentation, because you are worth it. You can make it happen. Have a Have a great day today. Finish your week strong, and I look forward to interacting with you soon.